that's my mother's life. The shame of having a child, you know, at her age, she was 18 then. Kind of, she had no mother, she had no father. So she would stay with her older sister for a period of time. Times got bad, she'd move and stay with another family member. Times got bad at that house, she'd go to another house and stay with. So she always had the concept of family being important. So whenever there was a quote unquote friends and family day at the church in South Carolina, where of course Harriet Tubman was a spy in the Civil War, South Carolina.
That's right.
Where, you know, a number of prominent people, chairman of the House Committee right now, were from. But what I have done is been able to connect with South Carolina in a lot of ways, and I have relatives, and I like to emulate the way they speak.
You know, how's that, Robert?
They kind of split verbs quite a bit.
Like what? What it sound like?
Dems and that's.
Oh.
You ever heard? Put it in a sack. Tote that. Where y'all going? And but I say it in a joking way, but they say that the Gullah culture didn't just stay in the coast of South Carolina, but it permeated almost the entire state, because slaves would sometimes be sold, which is, you know, nothing new to us today. So, but my mom personified a fourth grade educated woman who pretty much found her way and was smart and mother wits, which sometimes we don't value today, and we don't have a lot of that. Mother wit. You know, knowing, having a moralistic outlook on life and looking for the greater good and looking for tomorrow. So she planted seed. She would help not, you know, raise her family in terms of borrowing from here, borrowing from there, but she always had the smarts to save money, to set aside a few nickels, a few pennies here. And I wish I had more of that. I really do. So a fourth grade educated person, she fooled me. Here's how she fooled me. And I'm gonna make this real quick. When I would watch her cook, make her sweet potato pies, she would say, I need an egg. Get me a EGG. An egg? Okay. So, and then she would say, I need some milk. Go in the refrigerator and get the milk. MILK. So there, you know, she established, you know, early on that she was smart. She established that in me, that she was, you know, pretty smart.
She was teaching you.
She was teaching me more ways than one. I mean, she was passing on the food ways, the food culture, you know, whether it would be the grits, whether it would be the eggs that went into the sweet potato pie, whether it would be the macaroni that she would put in the oven and bake, because I would watch her do these things. Then the one thing I didn't like that she only did a couple times, and that was make hog maws or do chitlin.
You didn't like it?
Oh no, because it got in your clothes. It got in the whole house. You could smell it. It was like, there was power in it. Too strong for me. But there was my grandmother, real fair woman, light skinned. She could pass for white, and she was a house, Carlotta House. So, and she was a different kind of woman. She wore the long frocks that came over by her beyond the knees to the shin. And she had this overcoat. And when I went to a funeral just this year, I never got a beating by her. We had a strange kind of bond. So whatever she said, I pretty much followed her direction. But she would teach me in terms of, you know, food culture from the Carolinas as well. Now keep in mind that her great-great-grandfather was Warren House, who was a blacksmith who was free in South Carolina in the 1850 census, the 1850 census, a free black man. So I learned from her the tales of her father, how he was fishing, and during that era they used to fish with dynamite.
With dynamite? How you fish with dynamite?
Listen to me, follow me on this one. That's right, fish with dynamite. They'd have the dynamite, strike a match, light it, throw it in the water, kaboom! Take your net, scoop up your fish.
Because I did a quilt, and it hangs in junior high school number 2, which was at the time junior still high school number 2, but it was only for white children. It was a brand new school, and it was only for whites. No blacks could attend that school because all of them had to go to the Lincoln, which was 5 miles away for those children who had to walk to go to school. So, well, our family desegregated, my grandmother desegregated the schools in New Jersey before Brown versus the Board of Education, before that happened. And when they did Brown versus the Board of Education, the attorney came here to get information because they was taking it to the Supreme Court, and he needed a little bit more information so he could go back down there and do theirs. I guess the reason why theirs got into it in the history so much is because they were in the South and we were in the North. I got pictures of the old Lincoln School because I put it on the quilt when I did the quilt for the school.